Do you guys know anything about what's going on with Kanye and Adidas right now?
Yes, a little bit.
What's going on with him?
Saw that? Well, he's been posting a bunch of like crazy stuff.
But is it crazy?
It is. It's igniting a lot of things.
Okay.
I saw him tweet about Kim Kardashian having diarrhea more than the average person. That's funny. That's good.
I actually have legitimate questions about that. Was that real?
I bet it is.
Because did you guys see that one? You know how Kanye's starting to interrupt, but he's been going on Instagram and he's been posting all these comments about Adidas and Gap. But then people were sending around a screen grab where it looked like someone else doctored Kanye complaining about Kim having diarrhea.
I can tell you that I authenticated it.
And you found a little hologram.
I found a little hologram sticker.
There's a little StockX verified.
He looked it up and then he just put a marker on his phone and stuff.
So I authenticated it.
There are a lot of people that do that with his tweets. Like there was that one that he said to Courtney Cox that apparently wasn't him. You know how like Jennifer Aniston was like, guys, don't vote for Kanye. It's not funny when he was running.
Jennifer Aniston really said that?
Yeah. And then somebody posted a tweet from him saying Friends wasn't funny.
But that's something
he never said it wasn't him until now.
But Jennifer Aniston really is like, she's like laying in bed at night and she's like, oh man, if people vote for Kanye, it's gonna be
I gotta get the message out.
She was really like concerned about that. But then apparently like that was never him. But everyone thought it was really him, and then like recently
That's
it was
what's
like,
the
nah,
same
that wasn't
thing
me.
with this diarrhea tweet is that. But I see it circulate so much, and every time someone sends it to me, they're like, "Dude, did you see this?" I'm like, "Is it real?" They're like, "I don't know," and it's really more like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Well,
Right? It's like your chain. It's like doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thank you. By the way, thank you.
The word is
That's
out.
the thing where like a lot of these guys, they have like a team that have their login. So is it them? Is it not them? Like who knows?
But the thing is if it's real, Kim is ruined forever. Like if that butt is really that stinky,
I think
you have
She's
to
no
think about
longer a sex.
It doesn't work.
Like she's not allowed to have diarrhea.
Nah, diarrhea is a real
How can you be a sex icon when you're diarrhea and all
That's
that?
what I'm saying.
Wait, she has like constant diarrhea?
all of them.
If she's
That meme about hot girls have IBS, it's true. Every single hot girl has stomach problems. That comes with being attractive.
I don't know about
There's
that.
a lot of pressure to carry.
They only eat French fries.
If Kim K is filling her pants up all the time, I think that's going to be a big problem. Big problem for her brand.
Maybe that's why her butt's so big. She also has a diaper.
she got diaper butt.
Definitely filling those pants.
You really think so?
No, I mean,
Do you think she has to put rubber bands around her ankles?
Keep it from so it doesn't spill out. Yeah.
Doesn't leak out.
Yeah. Sometimes she has parachute pants.
I don't think it makes her any less attractive or powerful at all. In fact, I think it humanizes her. I can relate.
I think it makes her disgusting.
It'll
I like
open her up to
her
more
more.
brand deals.
It makes her disgusting trash.
You can
Share-
get Fiber
we could share
One.
anti-diarrheal medication.
Pepto-Bismol would probably be your biggest.
Dude, that's a whole other market, right?
Yeah. I get diarrhea.
Imodium Kim Kardashian collab.
That's true.
Yeah, it
Those
makes
would
Imodium
sell.
sexy.
It'll take her to the next level.
Kind of sick. I would buy
Or
it.
she goes organic and she's like, here's lentils, they're great.
Well, that's a whole industry that's been dying to like make sexualize their products. So
Oh,
it's
you're
perfect.
right.
That's true.
They thought it couldn't be done.
Yeah,
till
let's
now.
conflate the two.
So the thing that happened with Adidas, basically, Kanye and Adidas had some kind of disagreement with the Yeezy slides and the Adilette sandal, and probably a lot of other things went wrong. And now he's saying that Adidas was offering him $1 billion buyout.
To shut the fuck up.
You don't think Kanye is easy to work with?
I don't know, Bobby.
He seems like a team player.
You don't think he's like a real chill guy?
Pitch perfect deadpan, pitch perfect.
I learned from
So Kanye, I think Kanye's rebuttal to that is, why would I take that if I'm like, look, I'm forecasted to make 500 million a year.
Exactly.
So he's like, if I make 500 million a year, you're offering me 2x of what I'm gonna make.
yeah.
And then so I don't know if you guys follow Kanye on Instagram. What he started doing is he started posting all the board members of Adidas, like the old people that are like in Germany or wherever.
Wow.
Like, over and over. He goes, send love to these guys, send love to these guys. And there's like, he's posted like 20 of them, which is crazy.
Is that considered doxing?
I think it's all
if it's public
information.
info, yeah.
And he would say like, he's like, you guys think I'm fucking around? He goes, this is like just the start of it. He goes, if you guys want to fuck around, I'll keep fucking.
Do you guys think that this is a rip-off design?
I think it's definitely inspired, but this is old hat for these companies, bigger brands. You work with, we were kind of talking about this earlier with your shoes. You have an artist collaborator come in on like a tier 0 Halo product, and then they do derivatives of them for the mass market. And so that keeps this product exclusive and special, and then this is the accessible one that the everyday Joe can buy.
I see. So that's a standard model that they all.
Everyone
do.
does that. When we were working we worked with Adidas many times, and one of our popular shoes, it was like this kind of soccer looking shoe, is orange and blue. And it was kind of like a campus. What was it? It was kind of like a gazelle. It was kind of like a Samba, but it was a skateboarding soccer hybrid shoe. And
you were obviously in charge of it.
Right, yeah.
I can tell.
But like 6 months later, they issued the exact same shoe and they just took our logo off.
What?
Yeah, and then that was for the mass market. It's annoying, but it's a part of.
But it's the same shoe?
They use us for market research, and they get us to hype up the brand and the product, and get people acclimated to that specific model. And then everyone's like, I want that. It's just so expensive, or there aren't enough of them. And they're like, well, for the mass market, we'll make billions of these. You know, and it kind of looks like that, and it feels like that, but it's not.
So people in this industry that are getting into a deal like that already know that that's part of.
They should know that. They should know that that's what's happening. I mean, I'm sure Kanye also knew that and just probably stipulated in his contract they weren't allowed to do it. But then it's a gray area. You know, it's really hard to copyright. You can't patent fashion designs, and especially with copyrights, it gets kind of murky. So, like, who's to say that this also doesn't kind of look like that? Yeah. Right? In fact,
Shots fired, Kanye. Shots
fact.
I know you went to law school. That's how I know you went to law school. Holy shit.
Because the artist would be like, no, that's my fucking work, goddammit.
And he's like, it looks like a fucking Starbucks cup holder, you idiot.
The jury's like, oh, I never thought of that.
Whoa. That's not what I'm saying, Kanye. I never want to be on the other side. There's like no greater fear of mine than to be culturally eradicated by Kanye on Instagram. But at the same time, I also think it would probably be like the best PR move.
Oh yeah.
He might say you have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like,
should I just write that? Kanye has.
If that's all he's got is playground insults, it's pretty exciting.
It is. It is.
When this happens with Kanye and brands like Gap, Nike, Adidas, do you think that those companies really see this as like PR opportunity, or are they actually freaking out? Like,
I'm sure parts of them, if they weren't prepared for this, might be a little bit annoyed. But in the end, I think it actually only does good for Adidas. I mean, that's all people are talking about right now. And I don't believe that all PR is good PR. You know how they say that? You know,
They love to say that marketing.
Yeah, I don't actually believe that. But I
This
think
guy get off on
So his old feed was all these
He just
execs.
erased them all, which
He
is
erased
like-
all of them. It's just one back to one post.
You know, what was cool about the executive board that he was posting was that one of them was Jackie Joyner-Kersee, which
saw
I
that,
never
yeah.
knew.
I didn't know that
Jackie
either.
Joyner-Kersee, the Olympian.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I was
I
just
didn't know
like,
she was
that
on there.
actually, I think, makes Adidas look more interesting.
That's pretty tight, yeah.
Instead of like this faceless executive board, now it's like we know people.
I thought it was all
behind
like
the scenes.
Norwegians or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a board of dudes that looked like the Penguin. Fat
And they're not
cats,
wearing
you know?
Adidas.
And they're wearing top hats and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You're kind of looking like the Penguin right now.
You're getting there, man.
That's my goal, to be an old fat tycoon with one monocle.
You guys are sick.
Do you think there's any grounds to Kanye saying it'll cost you billions to keep me and billions to let me go?
I mean, I think there is some truth probably to that, but that's a deal that they knew that they were getting to. Kanye did something very similar with Nike before, right? And this is just, he has a track record of doing this. So Adidas, I think Adidas and Gap, when they signed on with Kanye, they knew what was down the road in case, you never hire someone you can't fire, right? And so if you're a smart business person would know that. And so when you're going into a relationship with Kanye, at some point the road is going to have to split, and you have to like think about, what is it still worth it? The cost benefit of us working with us for the bad PR nightmare at the end of it, is it still going to be worth it? And I think for them, it's probably very much worth it. Everyone's been saying, who else is going to, like, why would a company want to work with them after this? Every company still wants to work with him. Are you kidding? He made Adidas relevant for like 7 years now.
I would just get
They
ahead
had
of
no
this.
other models.
If I'm the board members, I get fucking way ahead of this thing.
What do you do?
I'm
What
like,
do you do?
I'm like, we have very solid stools. I haven't had diarrhea in like probably 7 years.
A lot of fiber in my diet.
Like a lot. I eat a lot of it.
A lot of fruits. A lot of.
Because I don't want them to destroy my reputation.
I know. He's all the next stage execs. I'm gonna fucking call out. How many of you guys have IBS?
He's gonna come after you.
You can just like be Rabbit 8 Mile it and just start claiming all of it up front too.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere say like, we're sorry, production's delayed because we all have bad diarrhea, and then Kanye can't actually can't use that.
Use that.
I get my assistant, I take a TikTok video of her walking out of a bathroom that I just went to, and I'm like, look, my assistant's fine, and she's like,
Doesn't smell.
If Kanye hit you up tomorrow and was like, Bobby, I want to work with the hundreds, would you do anything specific with that contract, or would you be like, all right, go crazy, dude?
I would entertain the conversation. I don't know. It would depend on exactly what, like, if it made
10
sense.
more lawyers just to
Yeah.
make sure this works.
I don't think he abides by lawyers. I don't think he abides by any system.
But are you afraid that he's gonna make fun of your diarrhea problem?
No, I make fun of my diarrhea problem, so
it would ruin you, bro.
Yeah, dude.
no, it would make me better. I don't think you can ruin me anymore.
I would just fucking jump off a building.
That's the worst thing that can happen to you.
it's
Someone
the worst
You'll
thing
get
ever.
canceled. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're done, dude. If people
You'll
think-
never sell another T-shirt ever again.
Exactly. If people think I'm filling my boxes up every day, I'm fucked.
Did you ever come close to working with
I thought you were gonna say diarrhea.
No, he's worn our product before, but I've never. No,
If you got to pitch Kanye, do you have a pitch for him? Something that you would pitch him?
I don't. I think it's gonna be interesting when he enters Web3 because I know he talks bad about NFTs, but he's also curious and he's been going around talking to certain people. That'll be interesting because he's all about decentralization and people owning their art and all this stuff about cutting out the middlemen.
Yeah.
So when he figures out that part of it, I think that can actually be pretty disruptive. I don't think it's exactly there yet because NFTs are still in the stage of like $1 million monkey picture. That isn't going to really work for Kanye, but I think he's going to look at the system somehow and be like, oh, this is how we can make sure artists are getting paid or the community's owning brands or, you know, that aspect of Web3. Like, that's so Kanye.
I think Kanye thinks he's on Web 4, but
You'd have to rebrand it Web4.
Yes, I actually know someone who had a meeting with him, and Kanye said, I want you to do, forget Web3, I want to do Web4. And he's like, what is that?
That's so sick.
What does that even mean?
Oh my god.
Or he's like,
he's like, forget this Web 3
Yeah,
shit.
I would pitch him. I'd be like, Kanye, what are things that we know, facts that we know about the world? Everybody wants to have sex with Kanye West. And he's like, hey, would he disagree with that? He'd be like, okay.
What's your next thing?
Here's what we do. We do Kanye, specifically licensed Kanye blow-up dolls for all the women and some of the men out there who want to have sex with Kanye. And I think he would actually go for it and actually launch it on his Instagram and everything. That's my
You're probably not wrong.
That sounds like Web 4.